Good evening, sir. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
So, daughters, you have done your engineering from one of the best institutes in the country,
NIT Suratkal.
and one of the professors from that place was director of my college very recently. He was director, and MNIT. He was director of MNIT. He was from Suratkal. I forgot his name. A very famous person, very dark and very healthy and.
Srihari, sir.
Just name other one.
Dhan, sir. Which department, sir?
I used to interact because I was the president of the association, Alumni Association. So I was interacting with him very regularly. So he was from Surat. It's a beautiful campus. I have visited it once.
It is very beautiful, sir, because it opens into the beach.
Yes, it opens into the beach. That's beautiful. Okay. Then tell me, Dr. one thing. Why are you interested in civil services?
Civil services has been my passion since I'm child, because I have seen growing up my father, who is into state public services. I have seen what a little thing can make big changes. And second thing is, I really started weighing in the career opportunities, and I like the diversity the job provides, and also the financial stability in this job. So these factors made me choose the decision of picking civil services.
Good. Tell me, when did you learn making cartoons?
Cartoons I have been making since I'm childhood. Since I'm child, I just didn't realize techniques of cartoon. I used to make scribbles kind of thing. Then when I understood prominent styles, and I started picking up on the styles, and I started imitating few styles. So I refined my cartooning over last 10 years.
It is said that the cartoonists are most, immersed in the social structure, and their analytical power is the highest in the society. Because it's very difficult, in subtle words and some sentences or some words you have to explain everything. What do you think about this statement?
I really admire these cartoonists, apart from myself, whenever I see famous cartoonists, and they come up with most comprehensive idea within hours or within minutes, which I am currently not able to do. I take really a little bit of more time to do that, and I really admire how spontaneous and how creative they can be to convey the information.
Presently, who is your favorite cartoonist?
R.K. Lakshman sir has been my favorite forever.
Why? What did you notice about him? Not about the caricature, but subtleness. What was important thing in that?
The wording, or the wording on the cartoon is very limited. He barely uses word columns or text boxes to narrate what is going on. And the common man has really caught my attention because he could inculcate the same cartoon in various scenarios, which really is very amazing for me.
Good. Tell me last thing which I want to ask. That is about your specialization of electronics and communication. Nowadays, it is being said that laser communication in the satellite, among the satellites, is going to be the most prominent way of communication. Do you know something about it?
I don't know the particularly laser satellite communications, but I have been understanding how lidars are being used for ranging.
And then what is that point where if we send our spacecraft, this can go on orbiting, around a particular point without spending any energy at all?
Lagrange points, because they balance the sun and Earth's gravitational pull.
So why do we take outer Lagrange point? Outer one?
Why do we take outer Lagrange point?
Because it gives visibility to
outer space.
Whole space.
Outer space.
Without
yes.
any obstruction.
Yes, sir.
Good. Thank you.
Is there any boundary for the cartoonist that you have to confine actually these four walls of profession?
So there is the responsibility of cartoonists, because we have cartoonists as a whole has a great power to convey and to reach out to lot number of people. So cartoonists should be sensitive to the people's emotions, and should be sensitive to the way they are expressing their beliefs, so that it doesn't hurt other beliefs. And in the way of doing so, the cartoonists have to maintain a balance between the truth and between the
Tell us the incidents where they have actually crossed this boundary. And you see, there were great problems.
there has been a Charles Hebdo incident where it has hurt the religious sentiments, and it has led to a very big communal violence. And even in India, there have been instances of NCRT book being showing cartoons which are a little insensitive to certain sections, and there have been requests to make it removed. So I feel the same thing applies here also. The religious and sectional sentiments should be kept in mind while portraying a cartoon.
So there be a code of conduct for the cartoonist, do's and don'ts.
Code of conduct for a cartoonist should be should be aligned with the personal ethics, because for an extreme situation we can be bringing out the law, like you shouldn't incite
So you are
violence.
inclined actually for the code of conduct, to have a code of conduct.
Yes, so definitely. My personal ethics is what guides my personal code
But
of
then what
conduct in
about the
cartoon illustration.
creativity? If you have a code of conduct, you see have a definite framework. What about the creativity?
Considering my code of conduct, I would use my creative freedom in all the possible ways, and I would also consider public responsibility, because I will be in a responsible position and I would like to carry that responsibility. So I would like to confine my creative freedom in certain aspects if it has to be done.
Which part of the Indian Constitution you like the most?
Directive principles of state policy I like the most, because they have been comprehensive, and they have the huge scope of expanding and huge scope of experimenting, and it would really bring out the efforts from the government
But
and effort.
they can't ensure you actually, you see, full freedom as a cartoonist. You will find helpless if you just actually like those fundamental directive principles.
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Fundamental rights would ensure me my rights to ensure my creative freedom. Directive principles of state policy I like as a person holistically, and as a person for the whole society benefit, because it has huge potential.
My last question: which three schemes you feel in India which are meant for the poor? In order of priority, the most important one should come first. Three schemes.
May I take few seconds,
Yeah.
sir? First scheme is for me National Food Security Act and Pradhan Mantri Antyodaya Anna Yojana, and second thing is Manrega, and third thing is Jandan, which is ensuring financial inclusion of all the poor sections. These three are very important.
Pooja? You are addressed as Pooja?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What do you think about the caste census?
Caste census in a society would be in a society particularly like India would be beneficial for restructuring the reservations in particular scenarios like OBC. For example, to quote, Rohini Commission has made out the differences that the benefits to OBC community are being restricted to only few of the castes. So having a clear-cut caste census with socio-economic backgrounds will be helping to better target the
You said
schemes.
it will restructure the reservations. My question is, are reservations still required after 7 decades and running? Haven't they served their purpose?
They have served their purpose to very unimaginable levels, but I wouldn't think the purpose has been completely served yet, because as we see, social status of many castes hasn't been improved. Castes, particularly scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, have been facing social atrocities despite economic
But
improvement.
the caste census will further escalate the violence and the atrocities.
Yes, ma'am, there is a risk of that by delineating castes, by delineating region specific castes. There is a chance that it would escalate caste based ideology. We should be ready with the regulations for that also, ma'am.
Don't you think giving them equal opportunities is more important than reservations?
Yes, ma'am. Equal opportunities should be given. But I also think before they can be capable of reaching to the equal opportunity, we should be giving them level playing field, which has
So
been.
equal opportunities, equal education will give them level playing field, won't it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So why do you think we should continue with the reservations? Now rethink.
Reservations are still benefiting in education level, in the skill development, and to help them empower themselves to reach to the employment. So if reservations have to be curtailed, it may be curtailed to the stages, like if a person who has already benefited at an education
Then
stage.
they should move out of that. But why is the women reservation bill not coming about then? If reservation is so important, women are marginalized? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
They are.
Women reservation, that is unfortunate that women reservation bill hasn't come as a holistic thing, but we have also been seeing that in prestigious institutions like IITs, supernumerary seats have been coming up, which are giving women good footing for pursuing education, ma'am.
Okay. My last question on the Charlie Hebdo thing. Isn't satire, humor very important for a society? Otherwise, growing mental health problems. So why the curb on satire and humor?
Satire and humor is definitely required for a society, both for the happiness and also for taking a healthy constructive criticism. But when it has the potential to hurt people, the satire even in a daily life, which are the hurting sentiments disguised as satire, are hurting, and I think that should be reduced, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you are vehemently supporting reservation for SC and ST without knowing that these categories have been enjoying the benefits generations after generations, 7 decades. And I know people who belong to these categories in the villages, rural side, who have not got any opportunity even to get a good style of living or even opportunity to get education. They have been neglected all through. People only in the urban sector are getting the benefits. Don't you agree with this? Even against this background, you are supporting. Why don't you draw a line somewhere?
SCS.
See, after one generation, no reservation.
Yes, sir. For SCST, I also believe in future coming days we can restrict the number of generations benefiting the reservation, because the economic status would be decently benefited if the fiscal constraints are there. We can better allocate resources. But I feel as long as fiscal space is providing, we also need to continue the reservations.
You are not answering my questions.
Yes.
You are avoiding it. Anyway. My second question, briefly, I would like to expect an answer from you. How will you utilize your knowledge of anthropology in civil service?
Anthropology has given me wide source of knowledge, which I would be using in my public administration. Like if I am posted to a district which has a good tribal population, I would be.
There is no such organizations where you have got only all tribal people working. There is no such organizations.
Yes, sir.
It's a mixed bag everywhere.
Definitely, sir. If I'm posted to tribal population district, I would be using better. If I'm not posted to tribal population, I understood various social constraints and how culture works and how cultural communalism regionalism things work, and also women problems. So I can broaden the way of understanding of a society issue and also
Okay,
the medical issues.
Okay, you belong to Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir.
Earlier, it was one state. Now it has been bifurcated, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Have you seen any changes in Hyderabad, physical changes or any other changes
Yes, sir. Hyderabad.
after the bifurcation?
Yes, sir. I have seen good changes in Hyderabad. The infrastructure has developed. Second thing is there is very good emphasis on environmental aspects. Hyderabad has been declared as a tree city, consequently for 2 years, and there has also been better water resources management. So these are the changes I have observed in
Okay.
Hyderabad.
What is data colonization or localization? Do you know something about it?
Yes,
What is
sir.
that? Briefly tell me.
Data colonization is the ability to hold a lot of power because of the ownership of the data. Currently in the economy driven by data, where a few parties hold the data, they have a huge stand on or huge stakes on how the policy is being regulated.
Okay, you must be using Facebook and WhatsApp and all that. Where do these data? Where are these data stored? Any idea?
Yes, sir. The data of these major companies like Facebook and WhatsApp have been stored in the servers, which are usually United States or European Union based. That is one of the primary concerns for India, that our data is not being personally stored and we have no
It is
stake
accessible
to it.
only to the Americans. They can play havoc by leaking our private details.
The companies have been following good ethical conduct, decent ethical conduct. So we haven't faced it, but on the world scale, we have seen issues like Cambridge Analytica, which created havoc. Sir.
Thank
Pooja, in India, the states were divided on linguistic basis. Was there a case for bifurcation of Telangana and Andhra while both of them speak the same language?
The reasons for bifurcation of Andhra and Telangana were beyond linguistic reasons. The state had problems of centralized economic development, and for Telangana state, apart from the city of Hyderabad, rest of the districts remained underdeveloped. And so it was felt that better allocation of resources and efficiency of governance would be possible if the states have bifurcated.
So is it serving Andhra Pradesh? Has Andhra Pradesh benefited from this bifurcation?
I would say it had mixed results, sir. First thing is the Andhra Pradesh has been facing the fiscal crunch for the need of developing whole infrastructure and capital development. On the second scale, Andhra Pradesh and Telangana are cooperatively collaborating and competing for development, and it has set up a healthy atmosphere where it is pushing each other for development, sir.
You mentioned the capital. Andhra is also facing the issue about these three capitals. What is that issue and what's the present status?
Initially, Andhra Pradesh, when started with Amravati, then it got changed to three capitals. One is Kurnool, then is Amravati, and Visakhapatnam. Currently, there has been a stay by High Court, and later even the Chief Minister has proposed that the three capitals has been stopped for now.
Which is the capital now? Like, I'm really confused.
Amravati.
Amravati. Right.
Yes.
Also, your state has Sriharikota, from where all the rockets and satellites are launched. Why are these launched from Sriharikota only? Why not elsewhere?
The first reason is it is on the coast, sir, which was one of the reasons for safe launching of the satellites. Second thing was usually satellite launching places are situated close to the equator, so the southern Indian locations were selected. These two are the reasons I can recollect.
Why on the east coast? There are places which are further south. You could have launched it from Kanyakumari also. That was even further south, right?
I do not know the reasons. I'm sorry.
It gains momentum from the Earth's rotation.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Pooja, tell us one thing. That if you are posted as district magistrate, will you continue making cartoons or not?
Yes, sir. I want to release books kind of thing on cartoon.
Oh, good. That's good. Acha. Then there are a few good things about you. There are some bad things also. There is nothing bad. So what you have to do is you maintain what you are. When is your interview?
May 23rd.
Wait a minute. So
May 23rd.
third, yeah, almost last.
Yes, sir.
So make it a point that you will not appear in any mock interview. Remember it.
So she said like this and then like this, which means no, she will
This
appear.
is my second mock interview.
Okay, but if why I'm telling you this? There's a reason for this. Yeah? There is a particular level. You are at this level, suppose. This will deteriorate. It will not go up by any mock interview. We know all the people who are taking mock interviews, right? We don't want that. At this particular point, you are perfect. Right? Why would you want to bring any deterioration to it? Right? Because there are certain people who are experts in bringing in negativity in the candidates. Make the candidates scared. Oh, you have these efficiency, this efficiency. That doesn't work like that. Because generally those questions which are asked here will not be asked. They might be asked, but not necessarily these questions will be asked. Here the training here is to make your aptitude completely oriented to the requirements of a civil servant. That is the important thing.
Yes.
So if we find out that this question was wrong answer, this was right answer, it's of no use. Most of the people they do like this. Don't bother about that. Your sufficient knowledge, your expression is excellent, your way of communicating is very, very good. You keep on smiling lightly, that is absolutely perfect. Right? Now, because you have excess time, you can do few exercises.
Yes.
For which you don't have to go anywhere else.
Okay.
Now, just tell me one thing. Have you ever visited any village?
Yes, sir.
When?
I have lived in village until my 5th standard.
5th standard. But afterwards, have you ever visited the village?
Yes, sir. I keep visiting villages. Like
do you plan to stay up to 22nd of May in Delhi only?
Yes, sir. I have been. I have been staying with my brother, so I'll be staying
You
here.
will be staying there. Okay. Now you do one thing. You must be aware of the problem being faced in any village, the real things, no artificiality, no break in the integrity of thoughts. Okay, you note down, and if you cannot note down now because you are far away, you can ask some of your relatives who live there, like some younger brother, cousins, or there are so many people there. Ask him to show you all those things on your mobile,
Okay.
WhatsApp.
Okay, sir.
WhatsApp video. So just he will go and just show you what is happening in Patwarghar, what is happening in Gram Panchayat, what is happening in hospital. In hospital, what is happening in the labor room,
Yes.
right? What is happening to distribution center, public distribution center. All these important things.
And 3 schemes you mentioned.
And
What is
yeah,
happening in
yes.
implementation of those schemes?
Things, those schemes which you were talking.
Yes, sir.
Actually, you should see. Through that video, you should watch what is happening there. And some other schemes also.
Okay, sir.
Then make note on each of the scheme. He may even ask the people there.
Okay, sir.
He or she, or whosoever it is, she can ask, what do you feel about this? What is happening? Is the patwari coming regularly? Is the doctor reaching here? Is the midday meal being distributed properly? Whatever the midday meal is being distributed, all those things. You can yourself ask that person to answer that. You can ask that person also.
Okay, sir.
And then note down the problem areas. One A4 size paper, one problem.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Now, you just see what is the problem and line the problem in few lines, 2, 3, 4 lines, not more than that. Then comes the major part. Make your opinion to find a solution of that problem. No theoretical thing. Only your practical thought which comes in your mind. Right?
Yes.
No book, nothing. Whatsoever comes in your mind. Just have to write. So that it will get imprinted on your brain.
Yes, sir.
This will be one major exercise you will do. And this you can do, you have plenty of time.
Definitely, sir.
This will distinguish you. You are already a distinguished person, but that will make you much more stronger. Number one. Number two. Now, when you were talking about that, why do you want to come into IAS and all those things, we shall give you one more mantra, right, which you will find is very useful. There is a phrase, my man.
Sir?
My man.
Okay, sir.
Right? It is gender neutral. It is gender neutral. So, if you consider appropriate, you may tell them during interview, sir, I want to become my man for the people who come to me, the downtrodden people, the weaker sections, the people who are suffering. Right? When they enter in my room, they should feel confident that here is man sitting. She is going to help us. She is my man, so she will help me. She will at least put in best of her efforts to solve my problem. This one thing I will do. So I will become my man for them. And for that, what will I do? I will visit villages more and more times. I will make it point that more than office, I spend time with these people. I will sit with them in the evening. And I will sit on the ground with them. I will not put a table and chair for myself. So that they feel equal to me. The ladies can come and touch me. Oh, she's the collector. She's sitting with us. That confidence, that equation of the trust, I want to develop that, sir. So that they are able to reveal their problems to me, which they will never otherwise.
Yes.
So they will reveal their problems to me because of the trust. So this, I want to create this circle of trust, sir, by becoming my man for them.
That's
Right?
a very beautiful line, sir. Thank
Right?
you, sir.
Okay. So you do this, and then you will just observe and then ring us back. Is cancer ka kya impact aaya?
Definitely, sir.
Because it is very perfect thing. All the people, they will tell you diversified job, this, that. That's of no use. This is a real thing which you want to do.
Yes, sir.
Who is bothered about diversity? Once you enter into IAS, you will not even bother to care diversity because the job which is given to you is to be done by you. But this thing you can do at every place, every post. That connectivity. And what will happen? Suppose there is a problem, communal problem arising in a particular village. That person whom you have helped in difficult times, he will immediately ring you. Ma'am, there's something simmering. So before SP knows this situation, you will be knowing it. Before your SDM knows, you will be knowing it. And that makes you a strong central focal point in the district administration. That's what I want to become, madam. Yes, sir, jo bhi baithe honge samne. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else you want to ask?
Are you giving marks, sir?
Your marks, there's no need of giving you marks. But what we can say to you is that we don't give marks, but we can say that we have very great hopes of you being in top 10 people in the IAS.
Thank you so much.
Right? But remember, don't visit many mock interviews. They will distort your thinking.
Yes, sir.
Remember it. If you do that, then you will repent and then you will remember our words.
Yes, sir. I'll
You
definitely
don't
put in-
need it. To continue reading newspapers, keep yourself abreast of what's happening in the world. Keep reading some important publications like Diplomat. You might be reading or not.
No, sir. I
You
haven't.
read Diplomat.
Okay, sir.
3 months. And make it a point that you read chapter 2 and chapter 4 of Economic Survey this year.
Yes, sir.
That will give you overall perspective of what is happening in the economy.
Okay, sir.
And which newspapers are you reading?
Indian Express and Hindu, sir.
You add to it, you have 1 month. You add to it one economic paper.
Yes, sir.
Economic Times is very good because Economic Times at present is adding very good articles on international relations also.
Okay, sir.
So international relations and analysis on economic issues, plus Indian Express, plus Hindu. Beautiful combination. You
Definitely,
do
sir.
it.
So can I add one thing?
Yes, I know.
See, what chairman just now told you, about the exercise of the schemes, how they are being implemented, what are the functionaries. After doing that whole exercise, you try to use that in your answers.
Okay,
That
sir.
I have seen it,
Yes.
or I know it. It is being done in my village, or it is not being done. Actually, what was the intention of the policy? So use that information.
That's the,
Okay, sir.
that's the point of this exercise.
Okay, sir.
Right? These two things, they will make you, already you are distinguished, but you will stand apart. Right? We want to see you at the top.
Yeah.
All the best, child.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All the best.
Unacademy. Let's crack it.